It is the middle of July and kids are going to be going to school either in August or September, depending on where you are. And are you ready? I'm Dr. Patrice Berry, licensed psychologist, and here I share educational videos on a variety of topics. I wanted to take a quick moment today and talk about how to prepare for this upcoming 2021-2022 school year. There are going to be a lot of emotions going into this school year, and my first tip is going to be for parents and also for students to manage your emotions. Anxiety and excitement feel the same, and so possibly reframing some of that anxiety as excitement. This upcoming year has the opportunity to be really exciting. Most schools are offering 5 days a week in-person learning for students. Many schools are going to have mask mandates and some schools may not. And that's where, depending on where you are, you'll adjust to whatever the expectations are for your school. Tip 2 is going to be to have a plan. Prepare for what happens if somebody at school does test positive. What are you going to do if you do have to stay home for a few weeks, or if your child comes into contact with somebody that has tested positive for COVID? I am a psychologist. I am not a medical doctor, and I've been listening to a lot of medical doctors talking about the vaccine. I personally, as a mom, I will be getting my son the vaccine as soon as he's eligible. Each parent has to weigh their pros and cons. And I think having a conversation with your pediatrician is really important, especially if your child has any type of breathing issues or any significant medical issues that if they did get COVID, that it could kind of cause some extra issues. Right now, mid-July 2021, there is an increase in the Delta variant, and lots of the new COVID cases are people that are unvaccinated and also children. And so there's a way to both be mindful of our current situation and also not live in fear. And that's where you do what you can and you let go of the things that you can't control. This is especially important for students because they're not going to be able to control if their friend isn't wearing their mask appropriately, or because I'm sure there are going to be some issues that come up within the classroom. And so being able to manage those emotions is going to be really important. What do you do when you're really stressed out, when you're feeling overwhelmed? What things help you? Making sure that the size of your coping skill matches the size of your problem. I am extremely excited to launch my new book, Turning Crisis into Clarity. And in here, there's a chapter on parenting. And so some people might find this helpful. It's available on Amazon, and I'll put the link down in the description. And so tip 3 is going to be to find peace within the storm. There's going to be a lot going on with the return to school, especially if you're sending your kindergartner or your first grader off to school for the first time. Many schools will have orientations, and so I would encourage you, if you can go to an orientation or schedule a visit at the school, that might be helpful. And then helping all kids know everybody's going to be in the same boat. This is going to be confusing. It might be a little chaotic at times, and to just breathe and get through it. If your child does have an individualized education plan or a 504 plan, any legal accommodations if you're in the US through those programs, I would have a meeting. If your child is having significant difficulties, you can always request a meeting. If your child, if because of COVID, if there's been some significant anxiety and things that have come up, having a meeting with the school can often be helpful. If you have concerns about learning issues or about emotion or behavior regulation, requesting a child study where the school psychologist comes, normally the school social worker, your students' teachers and admin, everybody sits down and discusses the case to see what's the next best step for your student. Some people get outpatient psychological evaluations just to get a better idea of what's going on. I do not recommend writing notes to get child. One really important thing to remember is that we do not want to coddle anxiety. Anxiety wants certainty and control. I'll make sure to link my anxiety video there will be a lot of noise about the return to the school year. Well, what if this, and what if this, and what if this? And breathe and figure out, is this a helpful what if, or is this an unhelpful what if? Because a helpful what if is, okay, so what will I do if my child's class closes for 2 weeks or a month? That would be a good plan to have. An unhelpful what if is, well, what if they can't handle it? And what if and it just gets really big, and there's really no moving forward from that. So there are some what ifs that we have to let go and focus on what is. Giving your children some grace and compassion that this is going to be a transition, and if you see a significant increase in behaviors or emotions, partnering with a counselor, partnering with the school counselor, partnering with somebody that can help support you through this time. There's nothing wrong with needing a little extra help, and if you need it, that's okay. If you have questions or need some follow-up videos, you can put them down below. I hope this helps. Just wanted to do a quick video to help with this return back to the school year. I hope you have a great day.